Well, hello people. So I decided to try, um, since there's, a lot of the days of the week, there's people I follow who do live um, writing sprints better than I can do because I don't know yet how to do screen sharing and all that fancy stuff, and I'm not up to learning it just yet. People who do it are probably like, well, it ain't all that fancy, but to me, it kind of is, because I just have OBS Studio. I barely know how to use that. I barely know how to switch to a different background other than blurring the storage rooms slash office. Um, that obviously I don't work on very swiftly, so that is what you get. Um, anyway, but I thought since there isn't much going on Sundays, that this obviously it is not live, um, but I would record some writing sprints for maybe about an hour, and I thought I came up with this idea, since having the kind of brain I do, I like to gamify everything. Everything works better when it's gamified. So it is. It's kind of a soul care Sunday theme, because I'm always working on a variety of projects, and then I get behind on one and feel like I'm rushing to catch up with it. So yeah, this is a day for me anyway to kind of address the healing and recovery type stuff that I work on, and also want to write about. It's harder to write about than it would seem to be on the surface. Just write about it, but to make it kind of cohesive, so it's reaching other people and not just me. Don't know. Anyways, but also to get back to kind of a spiritual practice. Again, full disclosure, I'm a spiritual agnostic. I have had experiences which would lead me to believe that there's something beyond the physical life, even if only the theory, the energy cannot be destroyed. So, there's no energy going through a body anymore when that body has passed away, and you're no longer sensing. I worked in the medical field for a number of years. I worked in long-term care. From a clinical standpoint, death was not unfamiliar to me. I took care of a lot of people, preparing them for, being taken by the coroner or the funeral parlor, whichever one, after they had passed away. And these were all elderly people who'd lived a long life. Yeah, even more elderly than me, y'all, if you can believe that. These were people mostly in their 80s and 90s, and when I think about how close around the corner that is, I'm just like, oh crap, I'm just beginning in some ways. But I kind of don't want to live till I'm 120, because I can't see this vehicle lasting that long in any kind of a condition where it would be usable. You know, when I was 6 years old, I was like, man, I'm going to live to 120. But I'm not 6 years old anymore. I'm 60. So, yeah. Anyway, but there was just a different sense, that energy. It was no longer there. And even like when you shut off a light in the room, the energy is still going. It's still there. Um, radio waves, I kind of liken it to radio waves. That wave, it's still going, and it can still transmit. But not through the dead radio. The radio is busted, but you know, that wave can still transmit. So that's kind of my perspective on the whole thing. And once again, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not trying to proselytize to anybody. I'm just speaking my piece. I am not religious, although I honor the variety of deities that might be, and that's really more where the agnostic thing comes in strong. Is I don't know if there are deities. I really don't. I I have issues with not people who are believers in Christianity because um, I was raised Catholic, and there was a lot of it that is still in my heart, and I don't have a problem with someone following the ways of Jesus, but really the ways of Jesus, not this where you're taking like passages from the Bible and interpreting it to suit your hatred of people of other races, or who are gay or bisexual or whatever. I don't roll like that, and that's one of the things where I've got a problem with organized religion. So that's to be right up front about it. That's where I stand. And again, I'm not trying to proselytize anybody or make them believe in one certain something or not believe in a certain other thing, other than have a open heart and try to think where other people are coming from before you condemn other people for not thinking exactly the way you think, because I do have a lot of problems with the current issues of like everything is a thought crime. If you think something is, well, maybe we need to take another look at that, because maybe that is not the most effective way to go about it, or maybe that's not the way that will allow the most people to obtain peace in their life and whatever. And oh boy, howdy, there's certain things I won't even mention it, and it's not because I have hatred in my soul or whatever. It's because you can't, or you will get canceled. And I don't have much of a following anyway, and I'm still trying to make my way in the world. And so yeah, there's certain things I'm just not going to talk about it. There's also the whole kind of thought crime thing where addressing difficult, prickly subjects, which are things that happen in everyday life. And like, if you have a character in your story who's like this horrifying racist, and I did in one of my stories wrote somebody like that, and he was a terrible person who was just this awful racist, and he also had an eye for partners who were too young, shall we say. And yeah, he was a bad person. This was a horror story, and at the end of it, he got taken out by an ancient space vampire, basically. Um, Now, my story, in the competition I entered it in, they took me right out of there. The story they allowed to remain, and let's be clear, I'm not saying that this story shouldn't have been allowed to remain. It was written for an adult audience, as was mine. None of this was written with kids in mind. Hey, kids, come read about this horrible racist who likes his partners too young. Or, on the other hand, read about this guy who is spying on this woman with this high-tech, intimate device, let us say, through her computer. And, the story, like I said, I actually didn't have a problem with it. It was amusing, but it was a lot more graphic than mine was. Mine mostly alluded to the violence. I never had a scene where this guy was, graphically doing things to his preferred partners. I did not even graphically depict the scene where the space vampire takes him out, but it was like, we're removing your story because this, and I think you should be able to talk about certain things, because, like, I had adult males propositioning me when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old even. When I was underage, I was groped, molested by adult men. And I knew people who had, girls who had family members who had done things to them. We need to be able to talk about this stuff and to express it in our writing without it being, banned, I think. Because, I had somebody say to me, well, you can write all you want about this, you just can't publish it. And I'm like, well, boy howdy, that sure does not sound like freedom of speech or freedom of expression to me. And to me, those are two very important concepts that you got to embrace. Because what's the next thing if you can't talk about how to overcome what's been done to you with something like that? You're using these stories as allegories, or you're talking about, in the literal sense, what the things that actually happened to you. And you can't, suddenly, you cannot express that. You cannot talk about that. What is next? You can't talk about, if you're same-sex attracted, you can't talk about that suddenly. You can't write stories with same-sex partners or something. It sets a really bad precedent, and unless you're writing a book that's like a guide to doing certain of these things, which that did happen a number of years ago, and they busted the author, and he should have been busted, because that's exactly what it was. It's a guide to doing things that should not be done. We'll just leave it at that. But other than that, these, like I said, slippery slope of taking away people's ability to express things that have happened to them. And I'm not for that. All right, let's move into because I like to do a little bit of divination um, on days, when we're doing a little something special. And Sunday is a day for that. It's like I said, it's a day for healing, um, kind of bringing in the light, where Saturday is a day for pushing out the, bad stuff and all that. And I got here something, oh, you can see it, a little color changing votive candle. One of these days I'll figure out. But I like those because I don't want to be lighting candles on my desk. I got all those papers and stuff around, so these battery operated votive candles, and it comes in a set with USB to recharge it, and it's really nice. So it'll be sitting in front of me to remind me to put that into the video description. So if you want to pick one up for yourself, I think they're really good to have. And I'll also put in, I wasn't going to put on the Tinted Moisturizer today, but sometimes it does, the redness from the rosacea doesn't look that bad like in the bathroom mirror, but then I get on camera and I'm like, whoa. So I put some of that on, and I'll put a link to that, because maybe if you know somebody, or if you yourself struggle with it, nobody really knows what causes rosacea. It's just one of those wonderful mysteries. Some of the kind of predisposing conditions for developing it, being over 40, being fair-skinned, being a woman, those are all things that kind of predispose you to this joy that is rosacea. Anyways, so get the glasses out because I can't see doodly squat as far as reading these little guides that come with the tarot decks. I actually learned how to read tarot cards when I was 17, but I also got away from reading them for a number of years because you're too close to a situation, and you start reading things into them. And when I was dealing with all the issues with limerence over dudes, and sometimes in a platonic way, like just I really wanted to be some particular girl's friend. Oh my God, I just had to be or I would die. So limerence does also have a platonic form. It's a trauma response, and the problem is if you're prone to it, you can't entirely trust your feelings. There's a woman who goes by the handle of the Crappy Childhood Fairy, and she talks about it sometimes. I don't agree with everything she says, because now with that one I do agree with it, and she's right on point as far as I'm concerned. The things I find myself disagreeing on were, as I've said, I think, I, for a number of years after I excommunicated myself from the Catholic Church, for about 30 years, I was involved with kind of the New Age school of thought. And by this, I don't mean like I have to take glasses off for this because my vision gets blurry when I'm looking at the images of myself while I'm working. I'm just like, oh God, I'm gonna barf. But at any rate, so I'm involved in this kind of New Age school of thought, um, and I spent thousands of dollars, and there was a lot of victim blaming in it. Um, well, like my thyroid has been dead since I was 13, and well, if you have thyroid problems, it's because you terrible human being, feel like you can't communicate with other people. Well, I wonder why, when other people were basically always telling me that what I was saying was stupid, and that I had no right to say it, and that I was just looking for attention, and so on and so forth. Gee, I wonder where that might come from. So I kind of question the idea that that's what killed my thyroid, because I think, actually, given the rest of my endocrine system being a trash fire, and this was the case with women on my mother's maternal side, going going on back as far as I can see, at least to my great grandmother's generation, had a lot of endocrine problems, and things like dead thyroid, PCOS, diabetes, and tend to be heavy, um, body type wise. And I think it's DNA. I don't. Although surely, women have been being told to shut up since time immemorial, so who knows? But then again, why aren't all of us like that? So I think that's more DNA than, just not being able to express myself. Now, I think there's something to the fact that I developed vocal cord dysfunction, and just the anxiety settles in there. So, yeah, there's something real to that. But it was a lot of things like that. Just basically, you're being a bad person, so you're drawing bad energies to yourself. Or like, I finally saw it expressed that if you have learned not to trust or not to like yourself, that you're going to be more likely to let predatory people into your life, because you don't believe you have the right to say no and keep these people out of your life. And this is not to, but it's always set up as, well, you asked for it because you let them in. Well, basically, a lot of us that ended up feeling like, we were going to look anywhere we could. Excuse me, I got to scratch my head up. It's like anywhere we could for some kind of acceptance. But a lot of the time then, what you find is people who, they're not accepting you. They want to use you. They are psychic vampires. And just like with vampires in fiction, you can't let them in. But if you let them in and you didn't know that's what you're letting in, because you've never been taught how to defend yourself, or you've been taught that you weren't worth defending, or like and I think this is still going on even, like a lot of women and girls have learned, you gotta be nice. Um, you gotta, be a good little lady, and you don't want to upset the boys. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You've got to laugh at their jokes, even if their jokes are gross and sexist. And, and don't try too hard to be funny yourself. And don't, don't be picking up a musical instrument to learn it yourself. You've got to be worshiping the guys with their musical instruments. And let me just say, fuck a whole lot of that. If you are into music, instead of chasing after this musician, that musician, the other musician, if you're really into it, learn it yourself. You're gonna have a harder time still. I was naive enough to hope that when the 21st century rolled around, we wouldn't still be doing this shit, but we are. But yeah, learn it yourself, whatever it is you're interested in. I don't care if you're a dude who likes making clothes or something. Do it. Hell, if you like making dresses that are tailored for men, I'm all for that. Whatever. There's not, I really don't feel like there's men's crafts and there's women's crafts. That's stupid. If you were a girl who was into playing with construction equipment, that, little, like Tonka toys, and back when I was young, they were made of metal. Now they're plastic, but, let the toys just be toys, and kids want to play with toys, and let kids experiment and explore with different activities, and don't gender those activities. I can't believe I'm having to say this, and my parents were not exactly feminist thinking, but they let me and my brother play with whatever, and we played with both construction equipment and things like, he played dolls with me. It didn't make any difference. We were just having fun. So, yeah, these are all things that, like I said, don't limit yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. And I know I get all over the place with stuff because one thing leads to another. And if I don't do this reading, I'm not gonna do it. But this is, it's about healing the kind of stupid things you were taught as a kid, and that they're still teaching kids. And I'm just dismayed about that. I always let my son have whatever toys he wanted. I remember being in this store once, and this little boy, he wanted Little Mermaid toys, and his mother's like, no, those are for girls. I never said that to my son. If he wanted Little Mermaid toys, I got him Little Mermaid toys. Like I said, it's not these are for boys and these are for girls. They're toys. They're for kids. Let kids play. Anyhow, obviously that's something that really sticks in my craw. So, I think since I kind of ran over time with my thoughts on stuff, I think I'm just gonna do the Enchanted Map today rather than tarot because we just did a tarot the other day. So, got Enchanted Map. And, you know, I'm exploring with these two. They're, why don't we do we can do a 3-card, you know, or just 1 card. Let me see what I'm feeling for today. And just what do we need to know for our healing? Healing what's, you know, the scars inside ourselves. For me and for whoever may be watching this, because you need to know it too. Or you may just be watching this with fascination and be like, yeah, sure, whatever works for you. So, shuffle these. And shuffle 6 times. And I have different amounts that I shuffle on different days, and that's kind of from what I learned from reading the Holy Kabbalah books. And you know, I'm not talking about this whole celebrity thing. I don't follow celebrity trends. It's from reading I did, mostly the Dion Fortune book. I could probably put a link to that. So we got number 51, Moonlight, in the Enchanted Map book. So what are we doing with Moonlight? It's Sunday. We should have sunlight. But nah, you know, gotta look for different influences, different times. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. So I'm learning how to do that again, because I got away from it for a number of years when I was trying to heal from that limerence, because that's mostly what I used to do with my readings, is find out, is there any way I can meet this guy, that guy, the other guy, and there was usually 2 factors. Someone I had admiration for, combined with someone who had a really strong struggle, and that's the energy he was projecting out there. So, and I would look for things in the cards, and it's kind of hard for me to talk about it, because there's a lot of pain remaining from different reasons. I feel it right in the heart, man. That's where I feel it. But okay, so let's go back into the moonlight, behind the sunlight. Trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. And for me, I need to put an emphasis that this is when, you know, when I'm getting this, it's about my creation progress. I actually have a story I've been working on for an age, or avoiding working on, because, oh God, I've got to get the ones for the anthologies out there. This story is Moonlight Shadow, is what I've named it. And it comes in and it haunts me. Come work with us, come play with us. And I really want to. I'd like to just kind of thrust all my energies into that, but the stuff I love to write is just so weird and offbeat. Why? Anyways, resist second guessing yourself, which is something I am just so damn good at. I can second guess myself into next year. I'm so good at it. If you're like me, I think you're hearing this right now, and you're going, yeah, me too. And this is saying, you know, basically the doors are open right now for you to, pay attention to what happens in your dreams. I had several people on my mother's side of the family who were kind of exceptionally precognitive in their abilities. My late aunt, my mother's sister, was one of them, and my great-grandfather was another. My great-grandfather on the maternal side. I don't really know much of anything about my relatives on my mother's paternal side. Her father, when my mother was born, her father was only 19. And later on, he and one of their neighbors' wives ran off together, and that was something my grandmother never got over. But anyways, my great-grandfather on my mother's maternal side, he saw spirits. When someone, living in the area was going to die, he would see the projection, their spirit, the astral projection, and he'd know, and he'd be right. So I have some of that on my side. I never honed it that much. I think I'm maybe a little too scatterbrained. I have seen, full torso apparition, one actual spirit, as opposed to kind of a residual left behind energy. They're two different things. I'll talk about that some other day. But yeah, I had relatives who had really strong precognitive stuff. And I have had some precognitive dreams over my life, but it's nowhere near to where my aunt was at with it. In fact, when my aunt was in an auto accident a number of years ago, I woke up saying, Auntie, it's all right, and she was all right. She sustained some minor injuries, but she was all right. So yeah, there was, some of that familial connection there, although, I've never been as close to members of my extended family as might be good. I'm kind of estranged from the ones who are remaining, and it's not like out of hatred or anything like that, just that, we really never formed a strong connection, and most of them I probably wouldn't recognize if I saw them walking down on the street, especially from my mother's side. But anyways, precognition, and if you have some of those abilities, this might be a good time to start kind of honing them if you have kind of a predilection for doing that. If that's something that feels right to you, this would be a good time for it. I give a caution not to fall into doing readings like this for well, in my case, I'd say anything to do with relationships, although I am not pursuing any kind of romantic relationships, and I would be very suspicious of anybody who approached me in that fashion. So, yeah, I would shy away from, is Johnny interested in me, or can I meet the drummer from thus and so band, and will we get together? Don't, it's bad. Don't, just don't. I advise you, in the strongest possible terms, you will end up fucking up your mind if you do that. In my case, mine was already scrambled, so boy, it was really a bad idea. It was like a knife in the soul, and I was getting a lot of things like Three of Swords and stuff when I was doing these readings, and yeah, it was warning me, the universe was warning me, stop doing this to yourself, but I didn't listen for a long time. Anyways, yeah, so if you have an interest in doing things like readings, though, it's, this is also saying it's a good time to start learning. If you try to do them professionally, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get a lot of people wanting to know the thing like, well, is so-and-so going to be my boyfriend? And also, don't offer free readings unless you're doing something like this where you're just doing it for your general audience, because boy howdy, you're going to get a lot of people taking you up on free readings and they ain't ever going to pay for one. So, I'm sorry to be that person, but just don't do it. Charge for your time unless you're doing something like this where you're putting it out there for the public. And also, you can get readings from me if you're willing to pay to be one of my Substack subscribers. You get a reading from me every month. Other than that, no, I do not give free readings unless you're somebody I've known for a long time, and it's established that yes, I'll do that for you, and usually it's an exchange. We do them for each other. There are very few people that land on that list, and it has to be somebody that I've known for ages. So, yeah. So, there's a saying here, the language of intuition is symbolic. So, probably you're not going to have a driving along and there's this billboard that says, publish your book this year, Josephine. That's not going to happen. Your symbols, things that symbolize things to you, they're unique to you. There's some crossover from different cultures and stuff, like, for instance, I don't think black cats are bad luck. I don't think ravens and crows are bad luck. I don't think the number 13 is bad. I don't even think the number 666 is bad. What that number to me symbolizes is to be looking for something that I need to change, or that needs, that there's a change coming. And historically speaking, what it was, the number 666, from what I've read and learned, it was code for Nero Caesar, who was being compared by the author of the Book of Revelation to the devil. So it's the number of man, and his number is 666. So anyways, I'm not going to argue a lot on that point, just to say that there might be a number that comes up for you as a warning, but there's no number out there that's like literally an evil number. They just have different messages, and some of them do serve as warnings. So yeah, just be open to the signs right now, open to the messages from the universe, open to messages coming through to you in your dreams, and trust your intuition. but also trust when your intuition is telling you, warning you not to trust your intuition, if that makes any sense. So, I'm going to slip off the glasses here. I'm going to pause the recording a minute, and then I am going to bring up the music, timer with music from Odyssey. And once again, I don't know how to screen share, and it's probably something really simple that I'm going to feel really dumb when I learn how to do it. Because it's like, is that all you do? That's easy. But this is copyright-free music, and I'll put a link to it in the description, and anything else that I might have to put in order for YouTube not to spank me, because I ain't interested in being spanked by YouTube. So with that, as I said, I'm going to pause. The coffee I drank this morning is kind of calling to me, so, good time for necessary room break. You can pause here or just let her roll, since you're in a position to do that. Back in a minute. Alright, I'm going to start up the timer music on Odyssey, and that's just gonna play in the background, and you'll be able to see me working on things, I guess, which is like super not exciting. So you just work on whatever it is that you need to work on or want to work on. And we got the music for 60 minutes, kind of, we're doing it together, sort of, so it's like body doubling, I guess is what you call that. And so it's more like you've got a partner in crime when you're doing this. So yeah, let me get that going here, and we'll go for 60 minutes. Okay. I thought that one had music with it. It doesn't. Let me pause for a minute and find some copyright-free music to go along. Okay, found some long copyright-free music, about an hour, to go with the timer. So let's roll.
When I'm lonely
Yes. Allow it.
Send rocks across the pavement, hoping they will cave and swallow me whole. Wonder why my mind keeps on spinning. This is how I live into your soul. Why am I like this? Something's always hurtless. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. I want to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light of day, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm going my place, not to run away. Sitting on rocks across the pavement, hoping little patience for me whole. Learning how the world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. I just see the light when everything is hiding, waiting for it to clear. Thankful I'm alive, but terrified of dying. But hey, I'm scared. Is it bad sometimes? I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light day, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm going my place, not to run away. just starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts when you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I wanna say goodbye. I'm gone, I need to be strong. The darkness had tried to swallow me. Seasons I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity.
Baby, wait, I know that you're
Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no wonder right to. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 Look. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you chasing away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Alright, folks, I believe we're at the end of our time. I'm going to pause for just a minute and check the timer video. This computer is old and sometimes it does things. If you were noticing my facial expressions throughout, that was me reacting to the computer doing things. Hold on a minute. Now it looks like we've still got 15 minutes, so let's keep going. My apologies for interrupting, but since this isn't live, you can pause it, pick up, and, whatever you need to do. So let's keep cracking.
With a swing and a wrecking ball, and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some look down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. I pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights. Turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out.
Okay, sorry, all it takes, like I said, a hot minute sometimes for things to crop up as they ought. But we are there. We have reached the end of this writing session together. Does not mean you have to stop writing. I'm not going to come through your computer and scold you that the class bell has rung, the time is up, or you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Excuse me. My cat showed up to help me write. I don't know if anybody was privy to that. At some point I may look into like some scenes I can play in the background. One of the things I kind of like about sharing what I'm doing is then, you can see that nobody's process is perfect. I know I always thought that, say somebody like Stephen King was writing like these perfect chapters, that his books just came out fully written, and I knew that wasn't true, but yet I kind of felt like it was, I guess, and just seeing somebody sitting there fumbling at their computer, that's the reality of it. Not everybody has like this wonderful system, and I'm even kind of afraid to upgrade my system in some ways. I've had this computer for 10 years, and I've got all sorts of things on it. And even though it's kind of a pain in my ass, it's got all my stuff on it. But anyway, I think that the processor is telling me you have run OBS Studio long enough, and it's time to wrap things up. So yeah, the cat and I will be wrapping things up here. Her name is Tara, and she will be 16 years old in September. I've talked about Tara a little before. She has a condition called mast cell disease. According to some of the blood work that was done at the veterinary office, I do need to get her back over to CSU because some of her blood work was indicating that things may be metastatic. Mast cell disease is usually not, but things could have gone in that direction. And also, mast cell disease is more common in dogs than in cats. She's kind of a special case because, of course, she is. But yeah, I hope that this was productive for you. I'm hoping to do more of these. I don't know when, if ever, I will do them live, because then I'd have to also keep up with the chat and all that. God only knows I've got enough problems keeping up with this and like just me. So I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. But for now, I'm gonna try to do them like every Sunday, but one of those things where it's like a definitely maybe. um, can't really set the clock by it because then you're probably going to be late everywhere. Don't set the clock by me. Um, it's not a good plan. But I'll try to crop up on Sundays because I feel like this was really productive. It was for me. I got some good work done instead of, in spite of that I was sitting there rolling my eyes at the computer a lot. I did get some good work done, and I hope you did too. So I'm gonna sign it off with the usual. My neck too stiff. Um, Peace. Have a good week. All right.